to our 5th podcast. Today is Friday, September 24th, and we're going to jump into it because it's been an outrageous week. United Kingdom proposes all paychecks go through the state first, from CNBC. The UK tax collection agency is putting forth a proposal all employers send employee checks to the government, after which the government would deduct what it deems as the appropriate tax and pay the employees by bank transfer. The proposal by Her Majesty Revenue and Customs, HMRC, stresses the need for employers to provide real-time information to the government so that it can monitor all payments and make better assessments on whether the correct tax is being paid. They're going to be trying this in the United States, trying to pass legislation within the next couple of years, I guarantee it. So watch out for this. I mean, you know what that is? To go to work and then have the government looking at how many hours, it's bad enough that we have to report once a year to the IRS so they can assess what income tax we are supposed to be paying when there's no law saying that we have to pay tax on our labor because it's unapportioned, therefore it's an unconstitutional tax. So, UK needs to stand up for this, and they need to voice their concerns and fight this one because it's a slippery slope when the government's looking down your paycheck. Holy foreskin, Batman, they are for sale. Why are there all these moils and church groups and doctors that are pushing foreskin removal? Well, this is a very profitable piece of skin on your child that they can sell for large profits. This article is actually a collection of resources of places where this skin gets sold to. Aftermarket for human foreskin is where the real money is made, foreskin.org. Body Bazaar, the human tissue in biotechnology age. Tissue engineering human tissue, $250 add to cart for foreskin. So check out all these resources because it's alarming that this is what the end game is. This is why they want to remove the skin. It has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with profit and sexual gratification from sickos. U.S. veterans benefits stolen by insurance agency. The U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs failed to inform 6 million soldiers and their families of an agreement enabling Prudential Financial Incorporated to withhold lump sum payments of life insurance benefits for survivors of fallen service members. According to records made public through the Freedom of Information request, Bloomberg, the amendment to Prudential contract is the first document to show how VA officials sanctioned a payment practice that has spurred investigations by lawmakers and regulators. Since 1999, Prudential has used so-called retained asset accounts, which allow the company to withhold lump sum payments due to the survivors and earn investment income on the money for itself.
Yet another twist in the Bloomberg investigation of Prudential Financial. Turns out that there was a secret deal between Prudential and the Department of Veterans Affairs around soldiers' death benefits. The story is in the latest issue of Bloomberg Markets magazine. The Bloomberg reporter who initially broke this story, David Evans, joins us by phone from Los Angeles. Now, David, we know after your initial reporting, Veterans Affairs started to look into the way in which insurance companies handle disbursement to the families of fallen soldiers. It turns out that the Veterans Affairs Group had actually signed up to be part of this. Is this just a matter of not knowing what one other hand was doing?
Well, actually, what we discovered with the Freedom of Information Act request is that the decision that was made in 1999 to stop sending out checks and start sending out checkbooks that allowed Prudential to keep the money and keep earning interest on the money. That decision was made orally, yet the new information that we have is that there was a contract written in 1965, which we obtained.
Done very quietly. That's the way they like to do things in corporations and governments so that no one can protest, no one can make videos like this, but we're watching you, everything you do, alright? So deal with it. Mandatory government surveillance cameras in English homes. They will start with the worst families, which they deem necessary. Soon they will be in every home. This is from Express. The Children's Secretary set out a €4 million plan to put 20,000 problem families under 24-hour CCTV supervision in their own homes. They will be monitored to ensure that children attend school, go to bed on time, and eat proper meals. They should put a little camera on their toothbrushes to make sure that they're brushing, and a little timer that if you don't brush every 4 hours, the CPS come and take your kids. I think that would make them safer. Private security guards will also be sent around to carry out home checks, while parents will be given help to combat drug and alcohol addiction. Around 2,000 families have gone through these family intervention projects so far. The ministers want to target 20,000 more in the next few years, and then everybody in the next 4 years, with each costing between 5,000 and 20,000 euros, a potential total of 400 million euros. Ministers hope the move will reduce the number of youngsters who get drawn into crime because of their chaotic family lives, as portrayed in Channel 4's comedy drama Shameless. Sin-bin projects operate in half of councils already, but Mr. Balls wants every local authority to fund them. We'll keep an eye on this as it develops, but it doesn't look good. On internet news, Farmville and Mafia war addiction is profitable. If you are playing this crud, you are working for Facebook and their advertisers for slave wages. Stop wasting your life. This is from Gawker. The company behind Mafia wars in Farmville doesn't like to talk about the sad addicts who fuel its profits, but does it quietly run a special store for them where imaginary credits are bought with very real bank transfers? The minimum purchase in Zynga's underground platinum purchase program is $500. Payable by wire transfer. See email below. The reward over buying online with your credit card, extra points with which to buy virtual goods for the company's Facebook games. If you refer friends to the program, you get even more points. Zynga, meanwhile, gets word of mouth. Wake up. There is a whole world out there of beautiful things and terrible problems. You need to understand. Look yourself in the mirror. Go into the bathroom right now. Look yourself in the face. If you play this for more than an hour every 3 days, I've never even touched the games. I looked at them for the first time on MySpace maybe, 2 years ago, and I saw a couple of my friends, they're playing the online gambling and stuff. I knew it was poison from the get-go. You have to understand that these aren't just free games. This is they draw you in, and then they suck you in. You have this profile, this whole iLife. It started out with the Final Fantasy. I used to play the Final Fantasy games when they were offline on PlayStation, and it was a rail game. You start off, you play through the game, and it ends. And even those were like 30 hours, which is crazy. I only played those things when I was sick at home and I had nothing better to do. Then they became online games, then World of Warcraft, Halo, and all these games came out. So now it's infinite. You can just play these games for over and over again, and it's always new. You can always add expansion packs, talk to your friends, and sit in front of your computer, and your body will deteriorate. Your mind will become slush. And that's what you see with these people. And now they're trying to make profit off of these poor souls for wasting their lives. So, they're actually they go out into the real world and work and earn a wage so that they can buy digital houses and digital, animals and things like that. I'm done. You get the idea. To take this a step further, your future, be an obedient human, get points. Big Brother video game psychology and obedient human living inside Skinner boxes. This was a presentation at the recent DICE 2010 summit.
So, beyond technology, there's all these other ways that games are creeping into places we didn't think about. Fantasy football's been around forever. It used to be a nerdly game for nerdly nerds. Now everyone plays it. Your grandmother probably plays fantasy football. Like, everybody is playing it. It's just everywhere. It's a game that leeches off a game. Geocaching. Because it's cooler to go for a walk in the woods when there's a treasure chest at the end. The Simpsons had their 20th anniversary, and Fox said, we're going to do a scavenger hunt. In each of the shows we have this week, we're going to hide a Simpsons reference in every show. Watch all the shows, find the references, and we'll give you a prize. Watching television became a game. DARPA wanted to figure out what are people able to figure out through crowdsourcing, so they made a game. They put these red balloons all over the country and said, let's see who can find them first. And everybody raced to find the red balloons and did DARPA's research for them. And hey, you brushed your teeth every day this week, another bonus. And who cares? The toothpaste company, the toothbrush company, the more you brush, the more toothpaste you use, they have a vested financial interest. You go to breakfast, there's the cornflakes. On the back, there's a little web game that you can play. While you eat, instead of reading the back, you play a game while you eat your cornflakes. And you get that, and you get 10 points just for eating the cornflakes. And then it turns out you can see your list of friends who also have cornflakes and the scores that they got because your Wi-Fi and Facebook connected and everything. And so, you get 5 bonus points because you just beat out one of your friends at the cornflakes game. So then you go and you get on the bus. The bus? Why am I taking the bus? You're taking the bus because the government has started giving out all kinds of bonus points to people who use public transportation. And you can use these points for tax incentives. And while you're sitting on the bus riding to work and you're playing your little Tetris and getting a few points here and there, you suddenly remember, I had this dream last night. I had a dream that my mother was dancing with this giant Pepsi can. And then you realize, oh yeah, the REM-tertainment system, right, which is the thing you put in your ear and it can sense when you enter REM sleep, and then it starts putting little advertisements out there to try and influence your dreams. And then you can fill out a little form. It's a test to see if those things came through into your dreams. And if they did, then big points for you, right? And you can use these points at the grocery store.